All right, today we're talking about why you should retire as early as you can. Now, there's already a lot of videos out there about all those reasons, probably health being the biggest one. But that's not what we're talking about. That's obvious. What we're really talking about is you talking yourself out of it. I almost did. Don't do that. And it's so easy to do. So, I've talked about retiring at 55. 55 came and went, and I didn't do it. I mean, I really thought I would, but I didn't. So, why is that? I don't know if I was serious enough or I was at the right place mentally or not. But you will get to a point where you seriously start trying to decide. And that's usually when you start mapping things out, finances, etc. And when you get to that point, that's when you can talk yourself out of it. Because there's always a reason to stay, and it's not usually good. So here's what happened to me. I'm thinking, I'll quit when I'm 60. That'd be good. No, I could stay. Well, I won't get Social Security, but if I save a certain amount or have right investments, I could do this or that. And I still wasn't ready, I don't think, mentally. I got a pretty decent job, and it's um, certainly, I wouldn't call it killing myself. I put in my dues, though. But anyway, so then when it finally comes down to it, excuse me, uh, now you got to decide and, turn in your retirement notice, right? And I thought to myself, well, if I stay another couple months, I'll be eligible for that annual bonus, right? And then, oh, and I'm mapping this out on a calendar. Like, oh, but if I go a little bit longer, we'll have a little bit more money. We could do this. And they all just start creeping in there. And the point is, you just got to decide. I know everyone says, oh, it's a personal decision and you got to do what's right for you. And that's all true. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying it's really easy to keep extending or talk yourself out of it. Because honestly, there's a lot of fears. I mean, I have them too. Financially is the big one. Health is the next biggest one. I'll probably make a video just about that. But those things will keep you from pulling the trigger, so to speak. Now, I've been on both sides of that where, as a manager, I've had people turn in their retirement notices. As a friend, I've gone to retirement parties. Um, so there's a whole thing about that. I don't want a retirement party. And my last boss doesn't work here anymore. And I'm almost done anyway. But I told him, I don't want a retirement party. I'll make it easy for you. And for some reason, he wasn't really having that and tried to give me some speech about how it's more about the people you're leaving behind and all that. And I told him, well, but you also, as the director, need to respect the wishes of those people that are asking you something. And I'm asking you, I don't want a party. I don't want that. So I've witnessed those. And honestly, I mean, if you need that, great. Good for you. I don't need that. I mean, these people, I mean, who are we kidding? They're not your friends. Now, we got some that are. Okay. But I'll be saying my goodbyes one on one to those people. I don't need some big party where people just ask you all the stupid questions over and over. "Ooh, what are you going to do?" Yeah, I've already had people asking me all that stuff. And they mean well. I guess my crabby old man's coming out. I'm fighting it though. Um, yeah, I'm not interested in telling them about my plans because they always got follow up questions. Because, yeah, I'm going to the Philippines. Well, aren't you worried about health care? And like, oh my God, I'm not explaining it to these people who really don't care anyway. So move along. I want to fade out into the sunset, just sort of disappear, like those old cowboys in the movies. Or, like, yeah, anyway, you get what I'm saying. So, as a manager, I've also had people, turn in their retirement notices and ask me just to hold it for a few days while they really think about it. You ain't gonna hear that from me. I've already thought about it. My notice was in, and I feel just as good today as I did the day I handed it in. Although I felt pretty good that day. Now I'm just kind of, it is what it is, and we're moving on with our life plans. But uh, yeah, and then I got another person I've seen, um, older than me, much older, at full retirement age actually, uh, retired, and then now is working again. Why? Not because he needs the money, because he does not. Because he likes that social interaction. Sorry about the traffic there. He needs that social interaction. And that's, it's good, the social interaction, but I don't want to go back to work just for that. It almost seems a little, anyway, I don't want to say anything disparaging, but it doesn't doesn't sound good. Like if you don't have friends other than just in your work, and I'm not a person big on a lot of friends anyway, because frankly, they're not there for you most of the time. You got a good friend. You only need a few good key friends, and then you're good to go. Uh, but he's a social person, and he drives around elderly people for, I don't know if it's a nursing home or a care facility, but something like that. And he takes them around, and that's great, I guess. But can you imagine? Like you just cutting out all the other activities that you could have, um, right? Because you're working. Why are you working past 67? That's ludicrous. Um, so not going to happen to me. So don't do that. Like, but if you need that, seek out other things. Like, there's other groups you could join. I like to go hiking. It's a little cold though. Um, but nothing's stopping me. If I want to go do that, I'm going to go do that today. Do I veg out a little bit sometimes? Yeah, I do. I don't like that part, um, but it's cold here, and so like this is my last November. I'll be in Washington, so I forgot how cold it got actually, and I'm not complaining. I know there's a lot of you people will be telling me how cold it is in your state. Good for you, but I don't like the cold. I used to. I can't handle it as much. But anyway, the point of all that is find something that you like to do and do that. You don't need to keep working. Um, anyway, yeah. So I think that's a wrap for today's video. Let me know in the comments, what your thoughts are about that. And if you got any advice for others, leave that as well. And I'm responding to everyone's comments. Um, so thanks. Love any new tips or suggestions that you may have or experiences. That would be great as well. All right. See you on the next one. Thank you.